it's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Hi guys, and welcome to the very first live stream of 2022. My name is Mike.
I'm Erin.
And we're going to get this thing rolling right off the bat here. Thank you, Sunflower Marsha. $100 super chat. Holy smokes. Blessings to you and your new journey on the ranch. I'm rooting for you, and happy retirement to Erin's mom.
Thank you very much.
This helps. Thank you very much. And that's what I want to address here right off the bat. I know everybody here probably saw the video from today. That I'm going to turn down my microphone just a little bit. The big thing is that throughout tonight, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to...
See, you turned it up and you broke it.
I did, I broke it. Is that better? Oh, you know what? Hold on. Dang it. Things are over here.
We're fixing it.
Sorry guys, fixing. I had a small problem up here. That should be better. That should have got rid of the echo, right? So one of the big things that we had, that we wanted to talk about right off the bat is that we are going to keep this as positive as possible. Everybody that saw the video today knows that the situation is somewhat strained. Obviously, very difficult to deal with from our standpoint, also from Erin's mom's standpoint. But we do want to try to keep things as positive as possible tonight. We do have our wonderful group of moderators here hanging out with us. Lori Habel, Matt Fensel, Bill the Tractor Man here. I don't think Zach is here tonight. I think he had something else going on. But they're going to be here to make sure that things are going to be civil, because obviously if you took a look at some of the comments, it got a little crazy today.
Yeah. And we expected that. It's not... We weren't really surprised by anything today. I mean, like, there were a few that I was a bit surprised by, a few that very much overstepped boundaries that you would have with people in your real life. But, we have very much chosen to share our lives out there, and we expect good comments and we expect criticism. Hatefulness and just being mean for the sake of being mean, that will not be tolerated. And you guys can be critical, of the situation. You can have your own opinions, but at the end of the day, we are a family making the best decision that we can for our family, for my mom. She's making the best decisions, and ultimately to preserve this for our children to have this opportunity. There is no guarantee that our children will want to ranch or financially be able to ranch, but for the next 10 years or so, we're going to try and give them the chance to reach adulthood and then decide what they want to do.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the big things that we've always kind of worked towards on this channel is to be as transparent as possible. I mean, this is real life. So one comment that we got just a little while ago said that that it's just too much. I can't watch this channel anymore. It's just
doom and gloom.
Doom and gloom, and obviously we all have those moments in our lives. We have times in our lives when it kind of is like, I can't catch a damn break.
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of those times. Yeah. And if you want to watch a channel that's all sunshines and rainbows blowing up your ass all day long, great. Makes you feel better, that's fine. But I can tell you that this is real life, and this is what happens to tens of thousands of ranches across the United States.
Yeah, it happens every day, guys. Every single day. And to ranchers, to farmers, to large ranchers and farmers, to small ranchers and farmers. The decline of American farmland is something that has been happening for generations now. And our farmland's not declining. The ranch is still here. That is not the circumstance that we're in. Generational ownership changes and stuff are extremely difficult, for whether you pre-plan it, whether it happens because of a death or an unexpected career change or something. Like, these are very difficult and very complex situations that if you read the pinned comment that we made, like we did talk about this in that pinned comment, like there are complexities and layers to the situation that you guys will never know about. You never will. My mom has chosen not to share her life on the internet. We've chosen to share our life on the internet. And even we share a portion of our life, a portion. You guys watch 45 minutes of an edited video every single week. And that editing part makes a difference.
And it's tricky, though, because I want to be able to show
it's not all, perfect all the time.
Yeah, we will never gloss over the bad and only highlight the good. Like, we have never done that from the beginning, and we never will.
Yeah, exactly. And when I hear stories all day long, every day, of ranches that have folded, that they've watched cows go out the driveway, just like we had to this week, and it's real life across the world. So that's what we want to talk about tonight. We're here to answer your questions. If you do have questions, feel free to ask them. We just ask that everybody keep it civil, and really we don't. Honestly, to tell you the truth, and you want to talk about things that you guys haven't seen for the past year. We've kind of known this was going to happen.
We have 100% known for close to 18 months.
Yeah.
And
we didn't know how. When I say we kind of knew it was going to happen, we didn't know exactly how it was going to happen.
And timing
and we knew it was going to be something we have to address.
Yeah, and timing was always kind of a moving point. What the herd size was going to look like, after the sale was kind of a moving target that we were working towards. I saw a comment today was like, well, at least you'll have enough hay for the next couple of years. Now, we only bought hay for what we this fall, when we really started to run numbers and budgets and stuff, back in August, we bought hay for what we projected our herd size to be. And there's been changes even since this fall.
Well, we didn't know. Yeah, we honestly thought I thought your mom was going to do this months ago.
Yeah.
So honestly, we didn't buy enough hay to feed all the cows.
No.
For really as long as we have.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna have enough hay for the cows for the moving months and stuff. But yeah, when she was going to sell was always a moving target. When calves are going to be sold, we do have a date now for that. But that kind of all has been finalized within the last few weeks. But her transitioning, her retiring, we knew cows were leaving over a year ago. We knew that her herd was at the end of its time on the ranch.
Right.
There was super chat from JP Merrick.
I'm sorry. JP Merrick, super chat. I got to scroll up. There it is.
Yeah.
Unconditional appreciation forever. Thank you very much. And we feel the same way about you guys. The outpouring just from today's video. I've gotten some crazy emails today. Everything from one that, oh man, it really kind of ticked me off. But hey, can you put me in touch with your mom? Because I'd really like to buy the ranch out from underneath you. It wasn't worded like that, but it was very much like, hey, this is not,
Yeah. So again, to address the complexities and things that you guys don't see behind the screen, just comment, is the property across the road a priority, especially with the Airbnb revenue stream? That's from Jeff Lee. We purchased that 2 years ago. We never talked about that because that's family business. Again, this transition has been a long time coming. And so it's been almost 2 years since we purchased that. So from the time the Airbnb launched and the harvest host and the income that's being generated from that, that's been us.
Right.
So.
Right, and it makes sense for us to own that when we were making the money off of it.
Yeah.
So that's what I talked about in today's video, that we're already purchasing property. That was what I was talking about on that side of the highway. So obviously more to be done as we move along. So we do appreciate everybody that's new here tonight. I imagine there are some newcomers. The video obviously did really well. Everybody loves a train wreck, but being able to come here and being able to ask questions is going above and beyond. Erin, we miss your gardening videos, or at least I do. Is it possible that you'll ever get back to doing videos on gardening in Wyoming? And they're in Cheyenne, so obviously they have some vested interest in what you're doing up here.
Yeah, so most likely on TikTok this summer. I will probably not be doing long format videos that are specific to what I do. It's not that I won't show up or that you won't come and help me in the garden and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But we haven't been posting to TikTok a lot, but kind of this fall, I was posting more frequently of what my perspective of the ranch and the things that I do and stuff. So that's kind of, I can do those short form videos on my own with very little editing. And so that's kind of going to be, you'll be on there. We've taled about this.
Somebody has to lift the heavy stuff.
You're on there as it is. But yeah, so on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we move forward throughout this and we talk about the cows left, obviously, so we did manage to buy 15 cows from your mom. Those got added onto our herd, which we had established before that. And if you go back and you look at videos, you see cows out there with green tags, you see cows with white tags. The cows with green tags actually were Erin and my cows. Those were our cows. So we bought 15 of her older cows. for a lesser price, so that we could finish them out or get them calved out.
Well, for market price.
For market price. But they're older cows, so they're not worth $2,300 a piece or anything like that. But those will actually calve out, and then we will put those probably into jerky production is kind of the plan with those. As for land, as Erin's mom decides what she wants to do and how she wants to do it, our goal moving forward is to be able to kind of piecemeal and buy here and there, and then be able to do it. Because, I mean, one big chunk, when you're looking at land that's $2,000 an acre, or $1,400 an acre, or $1,500 an acre, or whatever it is, that's a lot of money. And so we have to be able to figure out how to do it one step at a time. And the difficult part of the whole thing is because we gave up on the traditional income flows of ranches, pretty much. We have a very different income, or income sources.
Income stream,
income streams.
Our revenue stream is diversified.
Right. So it's hard to go to a bank and say, "Hey, I need an agricultural loan to run a ranch," and they say, "Okay, cool." And then you say, "Okay, well, I also do."
They say, "How many pairs do you have?"
Yeah, exactly. And we have 40.
40.
Yeah. And they're like, "Okay, well, that's not enough to make the payment. Sorry, you're done."
Goodbye.
And so we don't even get a chance to say, "Hey, wait a minute, we got YouTube, we got Airbnb, we've got direct consumer meat sales, we've got jerky sales online, we're selling God knows what," and we don't even get a chance to get that far. So that's
or we get that far, and the board still says, "We don't understand this."
Yeah, and this has happened, trust me. I mean, because we've been dealing with this in the past, we've went through lenders already, because one of the things that I really wanted to do was be able to come on the channel at this time and say, Erin's mom is out. She sold her cows. She's done. But we're good. We bought the ranch.
Yeah.
And obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah. So there is, my mom's not leaving the ranch. She has a house here. She's been here on the ranch since we've been on YouTube. So you guys have always seen her house in the background. She's not going anywhere. Yes, she would love to spend some time away from the ranch, but this will be her home. This will be her, that house isn't being sold. It's in the middle of the ranch. She's very much working with us so that it is not, you buy everything now,
or get out.
Land, tractors, hay, equipment, that is not what is happening. This is going to be a gentle transition. It just seems very jarring for you guys today.
Yeah, I mean, at some point we had to rip off the Band-Aid and tell people what we were doing. So
my mom is working with us, and we're not doing seller financing and stuff, but we're going to go find a bank that will work with us. We have a couple that we are working with currently to get us through this process. We will find one that will do this. Non-traditional ag income is difficult, but we will find somebody that will finance some acreage for us, and we will work on that. We'll pay that down. We'll go get another chunk of land.
Exactly.
We'll pay my mom a lease in the short term. We will maintain equipment. Maybe a piece of equipment will go here or there. We haven't really talked about that far down the road. But
if anybody wants to buy a Firebird, I've got one for sale. 1995 Firebird, pretty cherry, pretty nice.
But yeah, we will be, for the most part, what you guys see on the day-to-days is not changing, other than the size of the herd is different.
Yeah, and that's the big reason we had to say, okay, I have to say something, because I can't all of a sudden go out and make a video and it's like, hey, where's all the cows?
Can you scroll back? We had super chats. Well, and even the cows they were sorted and stuff last weekend. So anybody
so if you were
watching the webcam,
yeah.
You would, if the astute viewers of the webcam may have noticed that things look a bit different out there for the last week or so.
Yeah. JP Merrick, another $100 super chat. Thank you very much. Our Wyoming Life, not just cow life. 150,000 watch you for your creative work, not just cows. Actually, 220,000 now.
Yeah.
But
thank you guys.
Yeah, very, very much thank you. And JB Weld there with Angel Loans. Angel Loans is a kind of like a GoFundMe type thing where philanthropists can come in and help people out.
Yeah.
So not that we're going that direction yet. If you do want to support us, you can go to the website. You can become a Patreon supporter. Those are the ways that we're asking people to do this. We don't expect somebody to hand us a check. Not going to happen. That's not real life, right? But we do expect people to say, hey, if I give you $5 and you give me a t-shirt or some beef jerky, then we're both benefiting from it.
That is a financial exchange that we are comfortable with. We know some people have started GoFundMes. That's fine, but we are not supporting, endorsing, or going to link to those GoFundMes. We can't stop people from starting GoFundMe accounts. that's not the avenue that we're pursuing right now. Not to say we'll never do a GoFundMe. That may happen at some point, but as of right now, we are not officially launching a GoFundMe campaign. We are not looking for investors. We are not looking for partners. We are not doing herd shares. Buy jerky, buy a t-shirt, buy a whiskey glass. Support us on Patreon.
Whiskey not included.
Yeah, support us on Patreon. Buy beef that we'd love to ship to you as soon as we get some dry ice in this dang town.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, we are a retail business. We have been building a retail business for 10 years. That's how we will go through this.
Yeah. I don't think what we have planned is going to fail. I think we have a solid plan, and everybody knows what our plan is. They look at, selling beef online. Like, it's not like we're hiding anything. We're selling beef online. We want to sell directly to the consumer. I don't want to take another cow to an auction again. Just pisses me off. So, like, why would I want to do that when we have an opportunity now to do something completely different? $200 super chat. Hoping the best for your family during this transition. Thank you for all the great content over the years, and looking forward to the future. As are we. Thank you, Jeff. We do appreciate it. I think that being able to change how we do things, and this is indicative of what I think the American rancher, unless you're a large rancher, if you want to do this, either you get a job in town or you figure out a way to make the money from the ranch.
Yeah, and even large ranches are struggling right now. It's not easy. There's no magic number of if you have X amount of head, you're in a better situation. There are numbers that help. When you get to be 250 or more cows, like things, your operation can look different than what ours does. Our land will never support those numbers.
Yeah.
Will never support that. And no amount of regenerative agriculture or any type of program for pasture management or anything will make our land support 250 cows. It rained 3 inches last year. 3.
And that's one of the reasons, like, even Farm Services right now can't give us a loan, because we can't grow the grass here to feed the cows. So we're buying hay, which then puts us upside down. So then Farm Services says, well, you're not making a profit, so how can you make your loan payment? So when they're just looking at the cattle operation, it does not add up.
Yeah. So, the drought is a huge part of the reason why my mom has chosen this time to step away. It has been a huge burden for us to shoulder. It was $30,000 of hay last year. It's $60,000 worth of hay this year. We're able to do that largely because of you guys and the diversified income streams that we have. If we didn't have to frickin' buy hay, it would have been more than 15 cows that we would have been able to purchase. And in all honesty, if you look outside and you look at the videos, we shouldn't have dirt out there. We should have snow. And at this point, I don't know that we're going to be able to feed 40 cows this summer, but we're going to be optimistic that it's going to snow. Still, winter's not over.
Very much so. So what got us to this point, and Erin was talking about the drought, obviously, would be a huge indication. We talk about in our little statement that we put out about how every story needs a villain. And I think a lot of people took the video that I made and said, hey, Erin's mom can be the villain in this story. But if you dig a little bit deeper, you're going to find that there's bigger villains that are not only attacking us, but also attacking industry as a whole. CES, can you briefly explain how or why the cattle market has deteriorated besides COVID, because that's an easy answer.
Can you scroll down?
But
because we have that $20 super chat.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah.
Now I got to go back.
Sorry.
From Jay Calvin, we stand with you guys. Your channel has been awesome to watch, and we'll be with you no matter what the future holds.
Thank you very much.
So will we. We'll still be here. But when you talk about the cattle industry, and really what it comes down to is monopolies and people taking advantage of the system. And if you want to, you got 4 major meat packers that are controlling an industry that are taking advantage of the smaller guys. And that's really what it comes down to.
And the reality is, even though the beef industry is in the news a lot, the 50-14 bill that's supposed to make buyers purchase 50% of the cattle within 14 days of slaughter, it's not going to help us. Plenty of analysts have come out and said this is not going to help the small independent family rancher. What Biden's plan is essentially to put more money into meat processors. They're going to take 2 to 3 years to come online, and there's some band-aids for worker shortage, training, but it's not really addressing the problem. And none of those are immediate relief programs.
No, they're band-aids.
Yeah, very much band-aids. something really exciting about all of this that I'm very proud of is that as of 2022, we are 100% direct to consumer. We will not sell another calf at auction.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We've talked about this a million times.
Actually, we lie because Erin's mom's taking calves to auction.
Yeah, but
this week.
our operation,
Right.
our cattle herd is 100% direct to consumer as of this year.
It has to be.
And that is
Yeah.
something that we had set as a goal, but we were like in 3 to 5 years. No, now, like now.
Isn't it amazing how you get like almost situations force you to change, force you to adapt, force you to grow up, whatever it may be, and 50-50 we'll be better off because of it.
Yeah, like change is not a bad thing. Like it's uncomfortable, abso-freaking-lutely. Like behind the scenes, the last year and a half has been extremely difficult, but it's not. I don't think that this is a bad thing. Do you think this is a bad thing?
No, I've never thought it's a bad thing. I wanted to do this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if we could have done it, there was no way we could have. And that's another thing that a lot of people brought up, and probably a question that I've missed already, is like, why wasn't there a plan in place 10 years ago to be able to transition the ranch?
14. We came to the ranch 14 years ago.
Yeah. So why?
The cattle industry didn't look like what it does today. And we didn't know what we were doing. Like, I mean, I'll throw us under the bus there all day. We didn't know what we were doing. Up until even a couple of years ago, if something had happened to my mom and we had inherited this place, as is 100% no financial, it was all ours, I don't know that we could have done it. Mm-hmm. Because selling cow-calf, running a cow-calf operation doesn't work.
Yeah.
We have super chat.
$49.49.99 from a knee moose.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's answer a few questions here before we delve into this even more. How much is the land that you want to buy from mom? We're talking about buying in segments, but even if you're looking at I don't have a calculator on me, $1,400 an acre. If we buy 500 acres to start with, what is that?
I think
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. So it's going to, again, everything's kind of a moving target and stuff. And so we've approached banks and stuff with, this is the range of land that we want to purchase. And again, it's a moving target. It also depends on, is it a hay ground? Is it pasture? We're right on a highway. So how close to the highway? So yeah, I mean, anywhere, we're going to pay between $1,000 and $2,000 an acre.
Yeah.
So
a lot of acres.
Yeah.
Does anybody watch our FTV?
I saw a comment, and I don't know who it was from, but it was, why didn't she calve out her cows? Why sell now? Not enough hay.
Yeah, you got to feed them.
That's 4 more months of hay, and that wasn't going to happen. Also, there is a break that...
Not when you're paying $10,000 a load for hay.
Yeah. And so there's a break that happens with a lot of sales barns and stuff, too, that, like, they take a break around Christmas like most people do. And so I think there was maybe like 1 cow sale in December, and then this week was just the first one kind of back. Mm-hmm. So, and we had to preg check and we had to run numbers, and that's why they didn't leave till now. But yeah, 4 more months of hay was not in the budget.
Yeah.
At all.
Exactly. And $1,000 an acre is cheap.
Yeah, if you're talking like corn and soybean land, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, there's land in South Dakota that I saw was $16,000 an acre.
Yeah, we also need 30 acres to run 1 cow-calf pair. So, it's not, land prices are not, you're not comparing apples and apples ever. So.
Not unless you're comparing this. I mean, really, we've talked about it. We can take our land and compare it to our neighbors, and it could be different. So, definitely can be
reservoirs, water access, types of grass, highway access plays a difference. Are you landlocked? What other natural resources are available? Is there surface rights to somebody else? There's so many things that factor into land prices.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, fabrication ranch, $15K an acre. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's just, but it comes down to what you can produce off that land. At least you hope it does.
Yeah.
And, but here, like if we pick it, even say $1,000 an acre, which would be dirt cheap, but you need 30 acres for a cow. So you're spending $30,000 to get that first calf for 1 calf. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's tough. It's, farmland doesn't pay for itself within a year. That's for sure. We are going to finance through a lender, and we will buy in segments. That is the financial arrangement that we've worked out with my mom. So there's no contract for deed or anything like that. We have a plan internally amongst us that we will be working towards. But yeah, there will be a third-party lender involved.
Exactly. Do you make more money off of YouTube than the cows? No. Sorry. It depends how many cows you have.
I mean,
But-
it depends on how you look at our operation, because
Well, actually, yeah, okay. So if you say we have online meat sales because of YouTube, okay, yeah, we sell beef jerky because of YouTube, sure. The great thing about YouTube and what we've done here is that we have created a marketing beast that doesn't cost us any money to do. It takes time, it takes effort, but it doesn't cost us
you buy a GoPro.
camera.
I mean, it does. We've talked, the back end expenses on YouTube are much higher, but also a website and stuff is extremely
the website's
expensive.
the most expensive thing.
Yeah. So can a lot of our financial success be tied back to YouTube? Yes.
At this point, yeah. I think I've said it in videos. Without YouTube, the ranch would have been gone years ago.
But if you just compare retail line items of meat products, jerky products, those are, I mean, we sell meat or we sell jerky and other farm store products that we sell. If you look at those and lump those all together, or you look at ad revenue from Google, we sell more retail product than we make on YouTube. But it's all tied together.
Yeah, it's crazy. Sponsor a cow, you can go on Patreon right now and become a Patreon supporter and do, sponsor whatever you want. You can sponsor a pig or a chicken or whatever. I mean, you can.
And you get extra content, you get bonus content, you get the ability to purchase meat from us when we have dry ice.
We actually have a bunch of meat orders that are waiting on
dry
ice to be delivered,
Yeah, so, we, again, like we said at the beginning, we want to, if you guys want to financially support you, we are going to provide something for you in return.
Yep, exactly. Cal Pearson asked how Cole is doing. I actually ran into him today. He's still got that bottle calf in him just a little bit. He'll come up to you and see what's going on. What are you doing over there? You turn on water? Oh, that's cool. I'll have some of that water. Not really super friendly as he was, but he's still got that little bit of a bottle calf to him. So it's nice to see him. And all the other calves will run away and he'll still be standing there like, why'd they all leave? Like, I'm here.
Thank you, JB, for the super chat.
Thank you very much.
You can ask a question or, give us your opinion.
Yeah, JB Weld never has an opinion. What are you talking about?
Is Cole going to auction or freezer camp? We haven't really...
Well, Cole is your mom's cow, so he's going to auction.
Yep, and we will be purchasing, some of the calves will be staying. We will be purchasing some heifers from her. We will be purchasing steers for a freezer camp. Those numbers, again, moving target, not finalized.
They need to be finalized pretty darn quick.
Yeah, they will be finalized here shortly. But again, moving targets.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. How's the Bud Light hard soda?
So I'm trying these for the first time. So Bud Light hard soda, this is orange. It's pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good. Bowls. Somebody asked about bowls quite a while ago too. We are down. We sold the bowl. Rita sold her bowls.
Again, if you were paying attention,
you saw this happening.
You could see some things coming down the line. And some people in the comment section said, "I saw this coming 2 years ago with the drought and the continuation of the decline." We've always sold empties and never put any replacements back in. So yeah.
But we do have Doof Vader. He's still hanging out with us. I do have some bad news, actually. If you go back and watch the video when Doof Vader arrived on the ranch, John Magnan, who was a bull breeder, delivered him. He's actually the one that called him Doofus in the trailer. He was like, "Get your butt out of the trailer, Doofus," and his name became Doofus. John passed away. I didn't know that. I found that out this week.
Yeah.
John passed away from COVID at the end of 2022. So our best to his family, and I know they're subscribers, or 2021, and they watch, and we're sorry for your loss.
Yeah,
definitely.
that was, and now we have to find a new bull breeder.
Yeah, we got to find a new bull somewhere.
Extremely sad to see that. They always raised really great animals, and I think their family is continuing to do something, but they're in a big state of transition also.
They are, yeah, definitely. Road Toad, $50 super chat. Thank you very much. I donate just to see my name in big print. Tell you what.
Seems legit.
We should figure out how to make it bigger the more you donate. And be like, big print. Get a bigger TV. It'll give you even bigger. Glad to see Bambi and Cracker Jack staying. Well, Bambi couldn't go anywhere.
Oh my God, Mackenzie would die.
Oh, I kind of messed with her a little bit. We went out to check cows. We went out and fed this morning, and I said, Bambi might not be out here. You're lying. She's out here. And then of course Cracker Jack, who's completely useless, really, but he
is going to be a crap ton of jerky someday.
That's nice. Can we label it as Cracker Jack jerky? That's hard to say.
For a long time we didn't talk about really where the jerky came from. We kind of didn't the first couple of years.
You never know how people are going to react
I
to
know.
that kind
We're
of
just
thing.
done with that. Cracker Jack's going to be jerky at some point.
They're going to crap their pants when we roll him in. When we take him into the processor.
He's so much meat.
Dave is the guy that is always back there whenever I bring cows in, and he is going to. I don't even know if he's going to fit in the trailer. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I put him through the chute when we were sorting cows,
Oh, yeah.
and like he had to kind of
I don't know
wiggle his way through. He's like, I'm going to get stuck in this thing.
I don't
remember
know
Remember when we brought him through and we accidentally preg checked
Yeah,
Cracker
oh yeah,
Jack?
no, he I happened to be walking by his head at the time, and I went flying.
Yeah, he came in and the vet. This was years ago, but he came in and the vet preg checked Cracker Jack, which didn't go well.
No.
And the most horrific sound I've ever heard come out of an animal.
And Erin went flying into the
yeah,
panels.
he headbutted Erin, and then he was was that the same time he was like stuck in the chute? He wouldn't come out.
Yeah, he wouldn't get out.
Yeah.
I was trying to, so I was on the other side of the chute, as I typically am from the vet at preg checking, if you watch our preg checking videos, and I was running around to tell Brandy, it was poor Brandy that was doing it,
Brandy,
to get
little tiny
around to say, Brandy, don't preg check him, that's a steer. And I happened to run right by his head when she was shoulder deep. And I was like, and then
She's
I
got
went
small
flying.
hands.
I went flying into actually somebody else that was helping us, and we had some panels set up and stuff. And I went flying, and then by the time I got oriented again, I was like, "That's a steer." She's like, "Yeah, I know."
I know. Yeah, she figured that out pretty quick. From Peggy Adams, $100 super chat. Thank you very much, guys. Really.
Thank you.
Above and beyond.
You guys are amazing.
I consider you a part of my family. I've learned so much from watching your channel, and I'm an informed consumer now. Thank you for sharing your Wyoming life with us. I think that's really, yeah, it's great to be able to sell, beef jerky and being able to obviously live the life that we live. But really, I think a long time ago, we decided that the educational component of what we could offer to people really did make a big difference. And being an informed consumer puts you in a very, very elite class of people, if you ask me. So thank you, Peggy. We really do appreciate it.
There's another one.
Road Toad Gator update. Gator.
Gator.
So
But there's things that are also
why
going
do people?
super
How do you
great.
know that? Yeah, the Gator is back at John Deere. Luckily, it's still under warranty, so I'm really not sweating it too much. I think things happen. I get it.
I think
from a company who made $1 billion last year, though, you think they could get something right.
maybe get a better fuel pump.
Yeah, exactly. So it's it went to the Gator, John Deere Gator. We bought it this year, April.
April, May.
Yeah, and ran fine. As soon as the weather got cold, it kind of went to crap.
Still
And-
very much under payments.
Yeah, so it went back to John Deere. They brought it back and basically said there was nothing wrong with it. When they took it off the trailer, the guy who took it off the trailer said, "There's something wrong with it."
And he's just like, "Oh, it's cold out."
Yeah.
And well, so they brought
No,
it back
that
once.
time they brought it back. We put
Yeah.
it right back
Back
on the trailer.
trailer.
It went right back to John Deere. Then they replaced the fuel, not the fuel pump. They replaced the injectors. They said the injectors are bad, so they brought it back. Said it's fixed. Drove it for a week or two.
You were unloading hay. I did go out and drive it, and it was better.
Yeah.
I will say it was better.
It was better and then it just got worse.
It's gone again.
So basically, it's gone again. It's been gone since Monday, and hopefully we'll figure out what's going to happen with it.
Are you gonna do the 30? And
30 and 30 going to happen again this year? Yeah, I don't see any reason why not.
I mean, it won't. Maybe there's not gonna be 10 calves in a day, but.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that. What else we're gonna? Yeah, we're not going to.
So, but you're still so this is
Obviously, the number of cows you have does not change the amount of work you
So
have.
this is a big thing too. Is there was a lot of comments today that was like, well, why didn't she just sell some of her cows and not all of her cows? So if you reduce your herd size by say 50%, it doesn't reduce your
Cracker Jack pepper jerky.
Oh yeah, perfect. Marketing genius, John. Thank you. But anyhow, when you reduce your herd size by 50%, it doesn't reduce your input cost by 50%. It's not a one-to-one correlation. So you still have to have a tractor, regardless if you have 40 cows or 150 cows.
And by the way, we have 3 tractors, but they're paid for.
Paid for. All the equipment is paid for. The only thing that's financed equipment-wise is the Gator, which is our purchase.
Yeah.
Our purchase.
Yeah, the tractors technically belong to Erin's mom.
Yeah,
So,
and-
I mean, if she wanted to sell a tractor, she could.
And we would be fine with only 2 tractors, or we would go get a payment on another tractor. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. But anyhow, when you reduce your...
Road Toad, sorry I'm asked. Yeah, it's okay.
No, it's fine. When you reduce the herd size by 50%, you still have to have a tractor. You still have to operate a tractor. You still have to put fuel in the tractor. You still have to maintain the tractor. You still have every chance that the tractor is going to break. Feeding time maybe takes 10 minutes less,
Yeah, maybe.
but not like you're still running that equipment and stuff every day. Your property taxes are the same. Your liability insurance on the land is still the same. They don't give a crap how many
Electricity
cows.
to keep a tank thawed is the same, whether you have 50 cows or 100
You
cows.
pump a little bit less water, but that's nothing to be concerned about. The shop is still the same size and still takes the same amount of propane to keep it warm. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, herd reduction size doesn't mean input reduction size.
Yeah, it's not like an automatic cut off the top for pay.
Yeah.
Christy Dunham, $99 super chat. Why are these some of them $99 and some of them are $100? That's crazy. YouTube's just taking their extra penny. Thank you very much, Christy. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, Rodney, for coming and joining us. Rodney's first time here.
Thank you, Rodney.
Thank you very much. Let's see. Will Cracker Jack Jerky have a prize inside? This could be a whole thing. Yeah. Can we put a prize
Maybe.
inside? Somebody will bite into it and sue us.
Did you take Jeff to auction? Yep, he's gone.
I don't know if they meant it that way, but that works. Thank you, Bradley, for the $20 super chat. I really do appreciate it.
We took him to Sturgis.
Yeah, no doubt. Dan Wickersham, this is replying to Cowperson. The ranching is fun most days. This week, minus 16 degree weather up there for Dan. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Dan actually texted me today and said,
Don't tell people that they have your phone number.
Okay, nobody called Dan and asked for my phone number. But Dan texted me today and said that he's there for us if we need anything. And,
thank you, Dan.
A lot of that today was very nice. We actually, the video rolled out at 6 o'clock this morning. I think by 6:10.
I started answering comments about 6:30,
yeah.
and I had some things to say.
Aaron had lots of stuff to say. JB Weld, once this chapter rolls over, do you envision a different or multiple uses for the land?
So I think the direct-to-consumer is definitely the route that we are going to continue to go. Our kind of plan is, these are our cows for now. These will not be our cows forever. Age of cows, genetics, body score, all of that is now something that we can play with.
But now we can.
Yeah, now we can.
Right, and that's the great thing about this whole situation is because it puts us in the driver's seat. One of our neighbors, Butch Knutson, he called me up and he said, "You got some skin in the game now,
had
boy.
a lot of skin in the game
You got a lot of skin in the game." And we've had skin in the game for a while,
Long time.
but now it's out there.
Yeah.
And so, like, if we said, "Hey, let's start doing a Wagyu Angus cross," why the hell not? Let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we now, and we've always, like, my mom never would have stopped us from bringing in a different breed of cow or whatever, but just everything now is our decision, which is great. It's something we've been working towards for the last 14 years. If we fail, we fail. There's nobody to blame.
Nobody else to blame.
Nobody said move those cows to that pasture at this time, and we did that.
Mm-hmm.
We decide what to keep back, what to breed, what to not breed, what to send down the road. So I think these are our cows for now. These will be our cows probably for the next couple of years. And then we are going to take some time and we are going to really consider what kind of genetics we want, because we are 100% in on this direct-to-consumer thing. This is our path forward, is direct-to-consumer. And that means more steers.
You know what? This is funny. When we first came to the ranch in 2008, you started going to farmers market.
In 2010.
10, you started going to farmers market. Yeah. Since 2010, in the last 12 years, Erin has turned the whole damn ranch into a farmer's market.
It's just a big farmer's market.
Who says women don't get their way eventually? Come on.
So we are going to be focusing on feeder steers that gain weight and have good marbling and they taste good, and replacement heifers to maintain our herd, and whatever we don't need, we hope to be offered as bred heifers.
Yeah, we could sell our Wyoming Life bred heifers.
Yeah. We are not going to keep bulls. That is not our business. That is a whole different segment of animal agriculture.
People way smarter than me.
Maybe we'll AI some cows. Who's to say we can't?
Yeah.
Those are our decisions to make, and none of these decisions about genetics in the herd and stuff are going to change in the next couple of years. We're going to take some time and decide what we want. But things are going to change.
We got to catch up on Super Chats here
Yeah.
really quick. Fred, thank you very much for the $100 Super
Thank
Chat.
you.
Wishing you the best and hoping that you're around for many years to come, as are we to you, Fred. Also a bit shellfish. But you've become my single source for beef. Fred
Thank
does
you.
buy beef through Patreon, and thank you very much. And I think there's a shipment coming your way eventually.
As soon as there's some dry ice in town.
See, now I just lost it because
Oh my
I clicked the
gosh,
button. $10 Super Chat again from Road Dog Pool Noodle.
Are you using any pool noodles lately?
You know what? Here's the thing that I learned about pool noodles. The wind blows in Wyoming. So if you put a pool noodle on a hydrant, which works great, they work great for the funnels. The damn things blow away.
We've had a lot of wind.
Yeah,
To go with the drought, we've had a lot of wind.
I think I was out doing something not too long ago, and I was watching a calf walk across the field. I was like, what the hell is in that calf's mouth? It was a damn pool noodle. I was like, what are you doing? Give me that. Like, that's not to play with. So,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they're bad cows. Let's see. Longtime video viewers. First time live streamers. Thanks for
Thank you.
glad to be here. Love the channel. Thank you, Tawny Studwell. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it.
Sheila wants to know, will you increase your chicken stock or start with another animal? I think we'll do around 300, 350, 300 to 400 meat chickens.
What? 400 now?
In 2 batches. 2 batches.
That's still a lot.
But a lot of them die. Okay. So we'll do 2 batches of chickens, which we need to order. By the way, you need to get on that.
I don't order chickens. You order chickens. You're in charge of that side of the things.
Yeah. I don't know that we'll be adding any different animals. Maybe. We will not be adding sheep. We have experience with sheep.
Yeah, I don't like sheep.
No.
Emus, ostrich.
Yeah, the petting zoo is going to expand. Agritourism is also a component that, you guys have seen Harvest Host, you've seen Airbnb.
Harvest Host is expanding.
Yeah.
We are actually building a small RV park on the ranch, basically.
That's something
and that's going to be happening next year. So.
Last fall,
this year.
We laid out the plans.
Yeah.
So we have grand plans for more agritourism and more lodging options on the ranch. It will take time, but the agritourism will be a component of our business model moving forward. Mm-hmm. And with that comes a petting zoo.
Yeah, why not? What the hell? AD101 asked if I'm going to start an OnlyFans. I was going to do that, but our moderator, Matt Fensel, actually got on that before me, and he started the Wyoming Life OnlyFans page. So you're just going to have to check out Matt while you're there.
Feet. He just posts feet pictures.
Just feet pictures. Matt's feet. Is this toenail ingrown? Can you give me a clue on that, please? That's funny. Let's see. More ranchers need to sell their produces online. Keep the middlemen out of it, and that's really, Travis. That's where. Here's one of the things Erin and I were talking about today, was that if you want to run a business like it's 1948 still, feel free. But the problem is that you're going to run into is it's not 1948 anymore. Nobody does jack on a handshake. It's all about who can make the most money. Yeah. And if anybody can figure out how to make money off of somebody else, they're going to do it. You know who I want to make money off of? Myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do.
You know what I think about Biden's plan for the American cattle rancher? Don't know, don't care. We're not participating.
Yeah.
What do I think about JBS? I'm keeping my money. We're done.
We can't fight JBS.
No.
So why would you fight again? Just do something different.
I'm done.
Change the game.
It corrupts.
If you're tired of playing the game, go play a different game.
Make a new game.
Yeah. Rage quit.
Make a new game.
Done. See you later. That's what we're doing. We're just rage quitting. We're done with you people.
Yeah. I don't want to support JBS and their corrupt system. I don't want to see you guys pay record high beef prices and JBS from Brazil make $1,000 per head, and we're lucky to make $100 per head. Mm-hmm. We are no longer participating in that system.
And nobody really has to. That's the other side of things that we're going to be looking at somewhere down the lines, because let us do this. Let us make the mistakes and let us figure out how to make this work. And then my hope is, we talked about this earlier, like having an educational component to this, is to be able to go to other farmers and ranchers and say, here's what we did and here's how we made it work, and you can do the same damn thing with 5 calves and your job in town, or whatever you want to do, however you want to do it.
There was a $5
and then JBS stands up and goes, hey, wait a minute, what the hell happened here? We're down 15%.
Yeah, we're going to make all the difference.
Well, not us. No, I'm not saying just us, but what I'm saying is as more people come together and start changing the industry.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
There was a $5 super chat.
I know, and I lost it. It was message retracted, whatever the heck that means.
From David.
David Sakara?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't know what your message was, but thank you. Somebody said, tell that to the bank.
That's the problem.
The bank, but regardless, okay, so here's the situation in Northeast Wyoming. And it's not this way everywhere, but it is this way in Northeast Wyoming. The acreage of land that my mom owns, it does not pencil as a cow-calf operation. Even if we could buy all of it at current land prices, the number of animals that it could raise, even on a good year, does not pencil us in the black.
Yeah.
The
you can't make
bank
the
will
money.
not finance it as it is. And now we're in a record 120-year drought.
Here's a good
No.
example. You want to go buy you go to a bank and you say, hey, I want to buy a 1995 Mitsubishi Galant, but I need $100,000 to do it. They're going to laugh in your face. They're going to say, you can buy that car for $5,000.
It doesn't work, guys, right now. Like, it doesn't work. Like, ranching in Northeast Wyoming at current animal stocking units, it doesn't pencil. Could we do pasture improvement and cover crops and some other things so that we could raise more? Yeah, fine. That's going to take 5 years, and it's going to require a huge amount of financial input. And we may do some of that stuff. But in the meantime, it doesn't pencil. What we would make off of calves at maximum stocking rate for this land doesn't pay the annual payment.
Yeah.
And pay us a salary that we can live. And so then they start looking at, like, what's your other income? And I have a job in town, but Mike's income, YouTube income, they view as non-traditional, and it's very scary.
I'm a W-9 employee. I don't get a W-2 from YouTube.
Yeah. Do you know
I'm a
what
contract employee, which means that my contract can end at any time.
We get W-9s.
It's cancel culture, guys. People would be like, you're out.
We get W-9s from places like Google. Do you know what your accountant does when you take in a W-9 from Google? They look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, they're like, what did you do?
Yeah.
It's like taking in a W-9 from OnlyFans. They're going to be like, hey, these feet pictures are very profitable.
But what happens if you get your feet cut off?
Yeah, exactly. And now you can't make any money off your feet
Matt's
anymore.
broke and on the street. So
And footless. I don't know what's worse. He has no feet. He's rolling around on a skateboard. That's probably really, really bad if you roll around on a skateboard.
anyhow, we haven't found the right lender for us. We're dating. We have not committed.
Dating. We're window shopping.
We are window shopping. We're very scary to traditional ag lenders. That's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll find that lender out there, and they may even be watching right now. If you happen to be a loan officer, let me know.
Have we talked to an FSA officer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody is more traditional cow-calf operation than FSA.
Right. Yeah. It's a tricky one. Ankles. Oh yeah, you can keep your feet in a jar. Little formaldehyde.
Thanks, Suzanne, for subscribing. We appreciate it. Great content here.
Yeah. You got to have some fun with it. The day, honestly, today, probably one of the most stressful days I've had in a long time.
Yeah, it was tough.
Watching those cows load on that trailer, and I feel, it was tough.
Yeah.
And you weren't actually here to see it.
I was not on the ranch.
So you saw, and Erin called me, and she saw on our cameras, there's cameras everywhere, you watched the truck leave.
Yeah.
And like it was not easy at all.
Yeah.
And a lot of those cows were born here.
Yeah.
Those cows we calved. When Gilbert was alive, we kept heifers from our own herd.
I mean, there's a few out there that was like, this one's not going
Right.
and stuff. And same thing for you and stuff. Like there was, and even like today you were like, I wish I would have kept this one and stuff. Like, there is some, of course there's some second guessing and like one more, could have swapped out one cow for another and stuff. And like, it's tough. It's not.
We had 41 cows.
Yeah. That number wouldn't have made me comfortable.
You have to be an even number. Yeah. Technically, 40 cows counts Cracker Jack, and he ain't having no calf.
No, I thought it was 30. It was 40 plus Cracker Jack.
No, it's 39 in Cracker Jack. Yeah, sorry.
Whatever. It's
Actually, I don't know. Somebody can count for me.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was. I was out of town. I was at a conference. It was an interesting time for me to like tell people like, my mom's retiring today. Our generational transition happens today, and I'm not there.
Yeah.
I was at a really great conference though.
It's great. Yeah, you got to hang out with the president of Hormel Foods.
Yeah.
Very cool. Did he bring any of those little sausages?
I don't know if he was president.
Oh, well, whatever he was.
Anyhow. Yeah.
And we should have had 42. Dang it! We missed that. You don't have any clue what I'm talking
I don't know
about.
what you're talking about.
42 is the answer to everything. Yeah, it's watching those cows leave was tough, and
it was hard.
And honestly, like I filmed that portion because I was gonna make a regular video out of the cows leaving, and decided not to. Actually, once you got home, we talked about it, and I changed how I did things, but. Yeah, not the best day in the world, and of course then the video coming out today and the reaction to it kind of flipped, our thinking of how we needed to move forward with this and how we needed to address it and how we needed to make sure that it has to have a positive spin. It has to be something that, for example, like I showed the video early yesterday to a friend of mine who said he was just beyond upset.
Yeah.
But he said that he hoped that he could keep my positive attitude that I was able to portray in the video.
Yeah.
And that's where we've had time to come to terms with this is how this is going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't change it.
Yeah.
Making the best of it is what we've been able to figure out how to do. And I understand almost every comment that came through that somebody was mad or angry at the situation. Because that could have been us months ago.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and my mom was angry about the situation and stuff too. Like, I mean, there was a lot of angry conversation and stuff, and a lot of good conversation and stuff
And a lot of yelling.
A lot of yelling. Yeah, and that was just stuff you guys didn't see. You know, I'm not. I mean, some social media people will turn on the camera through that, and that will never be us.
No. We've actually turned down reality shows on the ranch based on the fact that they wanted drama.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to make that. Well, your mother-in-law lives on the ranch. Do you get along great with your mother-in-law? We get along awesome. You will never get a piece of footage of me bad-mouthing her.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's not just about our relationship. Like, we are a family and we stick together, but like, this lives forever on the internet. Even if we delete it, it could still potentially be out there. Yeah. And, you know, our kids, that's their grandma. And like, yeah, we're not. We used to be angry about the situation. It's a difficult situation. We weren't angry at my mom. Like, it was just, the situation's tough. And it's easy to be like, oh, we should have done this differently. Of course, like, we've had those opinions and stuff along the way. But here we are. And things like skin in the game, choices to make our own future, a business plan that we started 10 years ago. Like, I'm not unhappy about the situation that we're in.
No. No, you've turned our entire life into a farmer's market. I finally realized that. Why did it take me so long to figure out that you were leading me into this way?
It was a, I don't know what it was.
You're like a mastermind or something. This is weird, but yeah, we're just right back where we started, really.
Bangulator asks, does everyone remember? Oh wait, no. Is it less stressful now that the process has started, or has it added more? I think this little bubble right now, like today was stressful and stuff, but like, I think just getting it out there and just having it, I mean, for months we've been like, how are we going to deal with this?
The interesting thing was that Erin asked her mom a few days ago and said, Mike is going to make a video about the cows leaving. We have to. How do you want him to address this? And Erin's mom said, I trust you guys to, you do it however you feel you need to. Yeah. And she trusted us with that. We could have went and made a video and said, "Oh my God, the sky is falling, and the worst wicked witch of the north lives just over there, and all this bad stuff is happening. It's all her fault."
Yeah.
We chose not to go that way because that's not the truth.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that we want to be able to do what's the best for everybody involved, and that's even you guys included. So being able to keep going on the ranch, like here, the truth of the matter is, if we went and made that video where wicked, everything was bad and she was evil and whatever else, and villainized Erin's mom, you think she'd sell us the ranch? Hell no. She'd put it up on frickin' Facebook and take the highest bidder. So, like, we want to be a family when all this is over
absolutely.
with. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. There's been lots of comments too of like, you guys gave up your entire careers and the ranch benefited from you. We benefited from the ranch.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have YouTube.
We wouldn't have a YouTube. We wouldn't have content creation.
And honestly, we could have, when we first started YouTube, you had to talk to your mom and you said, hey, we made this video that got us all these subscribers. Can we do this?
Yeah, she allowed us to share this, you know, and even when we have touched on finances and stuff, like, we've treaded delicately amongst those topics and stuff because like we weren't in control and she was making the decisions and stuff. But we have financially benefited from the ranch. We've had a career for the last 14 years. We've been able to build a profitable small business based upon this ranch.
We had somewhere to raise 3 small kids.
Mike was paid a fair wage for the work that he was doing up until about the last year ago as we started the transition. Mm-hmm. This house is here because of the ranch. Like, we have not... we are not the sacrificial lamb in this situation. We have worked hard. We have worked hard, And we have received in return.
Right.
You know, I mean, there is no villain in this.
Bengalator's jackalope is freaking people out over there.
Why? What's
I don't
wrong
know.
with
He's
him?
creepy, I guess. He's staring. Stop staring. Blink.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to stay in our house. The house isn't.
We're going to stay in our house?
Yes, I mean,
we're going to stay in our house. I said we're going to stay in our house. I was like, why would we stay in our house?
That you can't purchase land. Yes, always. Even before YouTube.
You're like going way too fast.
No.
What happened? What are you
Will
answering
we stay
now?
in the house if we can't purchase land? Yeah.
Well, unless it
We're
gets-
not there yet.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of comments of like, this should have been planned years ago. You should have an agreement on paper. Conversations about, you know, we had 4 years with Gilbert. Conversations about what would happen after Gilbert always happened. We always had those discussions as a family. When we put our house here, okay, well, if we choose not to ranch at some point, this is positioned properly that land can be sold, buildings are bunched together, and infrastructure is in place that we could stay here. Like, all scenarios have been discussed, have been talked about from the very beginning. And even like the lots of conversation of like, you should have seen an estate planner and you should have had a better plan in place and all this. Like, we never said that we didn't do that. And also like, you know, essentially Gilbert was a lot older than my mom. So this is almost our second generational change in a lot of ways. But Gilbert, he didn't transition it to us. He passed away.
Yeah.
And so
That was an abrupt change.
fortunately, like, we get to go through a real generational transfer with my mom, and we're not planning a funeral, you know, like, this could be a lot worse for our family, so.
And like I said in the video, there's no 401k.
Yeah.
When you're putting every cent, like Rita was when she's running the ranch, and putting every cent that the ranch makes back into the ranch, you're not saving money for retirement.
We're not saving for retirement. Huge crisis that
You're
we
not
have.
saving for tomorrow.
We're not. Our savings account that we have is very dismal compared to the point in our lives that we are at. We have no 401k. We don't even have any health insurance, guys. Like, you know, what are we supposed to do? Wait till we're 65 to go on Medicare to go to the doctor? That's about the route that we're going, okay? Like, in all reality.
Let's jump on some super chats really quick. From Paymaker, Jen and I are always here. Tough times never last. Tough people do. All of our prayers. And yeah, definitely, guys. We do appreciate it. From Jeff, ranching and farming, the struggle is real. Some people will never understand that. I think that a lot of people do. I think it's just people have their own trouble. You know, it's going to be being able to share our lives with people, and especially over this year. I mean, that's the thing. We have a friend of ours that's a YouTube consultant, and a few months ago we were talking to him, and he said, "Mike, you need to start thinking about what is our Wyoming Life 2.0? What's that going to look like?" I was kind of annoyed. I was like,
We have to evolve.
yeah, but I was like, why do I need to change? Why do I need to flip the whole thing over, and why do I need to start over? We kind of got forced to. So this is a whole new chapter in our lives.
We just completely changed the entire game.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be something totally different. So I think it's good. I think it's gonna bring new life to the channel. I think it's going to bring new challenges to the channel. I think it's going to bring new people to the channel because we're not homesteaders, but at the same time, we're beginning farmers and ranchers again. In a way.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, because now.
Yeah.
We've got skin in the game.
Yeah, and some transparency that we were not comfortable with before, like, can now kind of come forward. I do think we will be able to share, and we will share more of the financials. Not everything, but I think there will be some stuff that you guys were not able to be privy to in the past that, like, we can maybe work into the conversation. We get asked all the time, how do I become a farmer and rancher? And it was not something that we have no good answer, and we still don't have a good answer for that. But I do believe that being direct to consumer is a path forward for new and beginning ranchers. And as we go through this, and I mean, we've been operating our own business financially for years, but now things that are ranch expenses that the ranch always took care of are now our expenses.
Right.
And so now we have in the next 6 months, we will have a better financial understanding.
It's different to, like, okay, we gotta order diesel, and I have to say, oh, it's under our Wyoming Life. It's not under the ranch anymore.
And we cost shared a lot of stuff for the last few years. For a long time, my mom paid everything. Gilbert started us with a herd back in 2009.
Yeah, he started giving us cows, yeah.
And part of how we benefited financially from the ranch is we didn't pay for those cows. We didn't pay for those calves. We didn't pay for hay. We didn't pay for preg checking. We didn't pay for vaccines. and we've been doing that and cost sharing with my mom for a few years now, and now we 100% will do that.
Yep, it's a different type of life. Jonathan Osborne asked how many RV spots you're going to install on our property. We're actually going with 5 to start with. If you're interested in staying on the ranch, you can check out a program called harvesthost.com, and we are listed on there, and you can get a membership with them, or you can go to our website and check it out as well. You can book your stay right on the ranch. We do have a tour available during the summertime.
Not in the wintertime.
Yeah, not in the wintertime, but in the summertime, while you're staying on the ranch, you can come over and hang out with myself for the morning. We go around, we do morning chores, so it's a lot of fun, and it's a good way to actually get kind of hands-on into what we're doing.
And then you can exit through the farm store.
Yeah, exit through the farm store. I saw a super chat there. I'm sorry. Linda Miller, $10 super chat. Believe me, my heart hurt when I saw the cows leave, but your ideas, strength, and hard work are inspiration to us all. My heart hurt. That was rough.
It was hard.
We talked about, we see cows leave the ranch. Trust me. I mean, we have cows that get sick, cows that are sold at auction, whether, they're empty or whatever. We've seen cows leave. And we talked about this morning. But I see
there's cows that we sold
5 cows leave at a time, not 60 cows leave at a time.
Well, the first year we park checked, there was a lot that
There
left.
was a lot that first year. But
there's certain cows that I still to this day regret selling and wish that we could have kept. And if our business model looked then what it looks like now, they would have stayed potentially longer or differently. I don't know. But it is hard. It is. Animals come and go. They are not permanent fixtures in our lives.
So, as we get ready to wrap things up,
I don't know what
guys,
you mean, Road Toad, but thank you for the $5.
Can I post what Biden can spell out? The big thing for us is obviously, a lot of questions about, why wasn't this done 5-10 years ago? People ask us why we do this.
Oh, there's another super chat.
David, thank you very much for the $100 super chat. Appreciate it. People ask us why we do this, and I talk about the kids. I talked about it in this video. People ask, why do you put yourself through this hell, and which it can feel like a lot of times, and it's for the kids. And we talk about I want to build something so that our kids, whether they decide to stay on the ranch or not, they have something around them. Yeah. They have a safety net. They have something that I never had as a kid, and I'm sure a lot of you guys never had. When you turned 18 and it was okay, see you later, go figure out what you're going to do. That's scary.
Yeah.
And so hopefully, my hope is that our kids have an option at least. Grace can learn how to work the gardens. Kenzie can do whatever. I mean, and even having those options.
Even that, I was with lots of farmers and ranchers this last week, and lots of family farms are struggling with trying to get the next generation to come back to the farm or the ranch. And part of it is that. Thank you, David.
Another one? Holy.
Did we? No.
Okay. Sorry.
We're scrolling, guys. So
we're sorry. We're trying to
behind.
keep up.
You missed it again. Right there.
Oh, there's 2 of them. Holy smokes! Thank you, David.
No, there's one.
There's
up
one.
Top. But you're all messed up. Say thank you to David, and then
I did say. I said thank you to David 8 times.
Did you? Anyhow. There's conversations happening all across farmland in this country of how is the next generation going to come back. And when farm margins are very small with current generations on them, how do you bring your 22-year-old home from college? And how can they pay their cell phone bill? And how can they buy health insurance and all the other things, groceries and stuff? Corn and soybeans don't go on your dinner plate. So how do you add more people to a farm or a ranch and have those margins work? And it is typically that the next generation has to bring something back to the ranch that diversifies the income or changes the income or adds more value to the land. Mm-hmm. We are setting up diversification like crazy. You guys see that. We've been doing it for years. But even when the time comes...
I can't juggle, but this is me juggling.
Even when the time comes, that if Grace wants to run the garden or the specialty crop side of
Can you CGI some balls in there?
When Grace or whoever says, I want to run the specialty crop side of the business, it needs to be, how are we going to increase margins? How are we going to increase profit? How are we going to increase production? What are you going to bring back and add to this situation? Because everything here on the ranch, if we're ranching for profit, has to pay its way. And that includes us. Yeah. So, we will work very hard for the next 10 to 15 years to give our kids the opportunity to step into this business, but they are going to have to bring something to this.
Yep. Exactly. If you guys like to support the ranch, and we are not asking for donations, trust me, we want you guys to go to our website, ourwyominglife.com. Check it out there. You can buy T-shirts, you can buy beef jerky, you can become a Patreon supporter, and there you can get extra crap like extra videos, extra content, and you're able to order meat and beef and pork directly from the ranch. Our goal here within the next 6 months is to actually be able to offer beef and pork to the entire channel for about 3 hours and see how that works. But for right now, all you can do if you're a Patreon supporter is you can get beef and pork from us. You get a special password. You can go on our website and you can order beef and pork directly to your door. And that's what we're doing. We're taking this opportunity that we've been given, no matter how hard it is. We are going to take this opportunity. We're going to run with it. We're going to make every like I said, every drop of sweat has to count.
We're forever grateful for Gilbert. I will forever be grateful to my mom that she allowed us to continue after Gilbert passed.
She could have just said, I'm done.
There was conversation at that time of just stopping, and it would have been a clean breaking point of Gilbert's passed. We're done. You can feel however you feel about that, of selling ranch land and stuff, but like that could have been a clean break. If and that was kind of our intention, is that we would do this as long as we had Gilbert, help him reach the end of his life and the way of life that he wanted. And we could have said no. My mom allowed us to continue. She financially sacrificed to allow that and to work with us, and she's continuing to work with us in this transition. And we will work with our kids when it is our turn to transition.
Jeff Lee asked if we're going to be increasing the pig herd size. That could be a possibility to get more. So we're not really, we need to work on the
so we've increased the processing schedule and stuff for pigs, and doubled our processing schedule for this year. So again, things that have been in the works for a long time. We actually need to get another batch of pigs here on the ranch pretty quick to meet our processing schedule.
Oh, great.
I don't really talk to you about that. But we're going to continue to diversify. We're going to continue to get better at raising animals. I think there's always room for improvement in raising animals and those profit margins and input to output. And, we have a plan.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good plan, but we have a plan.
Honestly, there's a saying, I don't know what it's something about, somebody will tell me this. There's the plan, and there's a saying about planning and the implementation in, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but never mind. Move on past that. Just edit that out. Do you sell bacon in the farm store? Sure do. Come buy bacon in the farm store. When does the farm store open up again for anybody local that might be watching?
Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
We got some stuff to do before then.
A lot to do. Thank you, JB Well, for the $20 super chat. Really quick, we're talking about possibly doing a reaction video to today's video.
We are?
For Wednesday. Yeah, didn't you say you wanted to do kind of a reaction?
I don't know. I mean, we answered a ton of questions and stuff, so I mean.
But we would have it on the Wyoming Life channel,
and
we'd be able to answer some of the comments from the shitheads that said horrible things.
Implementation.
There we go. Yeah, implementation. That was the word I was looking for.
I don't know.
95% of a plan is implementation.
It's kind
not so much the plan.
Yeah. So we talked about doing essentially a transition Q&A on the main channel. I don't know that there would be much different topics covered than what we talked about tonight. So maybe we just tell people to go watch the live stream.
Go watch the live stream if you have a question.
Thank you, JP Merrick. When I was down, Owl picked me up. Yeah, and things like that keep us going. Social media is not always fun. No. Again, we've talked about this, but comments like that and stuff and things like what 30 and 30 did for people during COVID.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, it goes both ways. There are many times that I'm out doing something and I realize that there's a lot of people rooting for us to win.
Yeah.
And when you feel like you're not going to win or you feel like you're behind the 8 ball, knowing that there's people out there that even if I never make a video about it, there's no camera there. it's always in the back of my mind, and it's something that I'm going to be able to talk about, or something that I'll be able to refer to, and everything's a teaching moment. And I think that even this, being able to work through this, and if we can take our experience and pass it on to other farmers and ranchers, and being able to help them support their families somewhere down the line, and being able to do what we're figuring out how to do. I've already had offers come to me from people that want to help us build a program and be able to teach that to other people as well. So
diversifying your ranch, your farm, whatever it may be, I think is it's going to become more and more important in the next 5 years. We've been hearing it for the last 10 years that you need to diversify income streams if you're in agriculture, and it's going to become more and more important.
Yeah. Bingo later said maybe Bean will become a better cow dog with less to handle. She's actually doing good with the calves. She goes
great
in,
with the calves.
She's great with calves. So all she needs to do is just take that next step up and realize that cows are just big cows. She'll figure it out.
And if
At
she
least I
doesn't,
hope
it's
so.
okay. She's a great dog.
Yeah.
She's the funniest dog.
She's a goofball. We'll all figure it out, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with us once again. We really do appreciate it. Thank you to our moderators, guys. You guys did a hell of a job tonight.
Thank you, guys.
We knew coming into this, and we were all chatting ahead of time that it was going to be a rough night. That there was going to be a lot of
It was a rough day for us.
Stuff flying around.
I very angerly answered a lot of comments today.
Great. Go back and look at some of those comments, so you'll be able to tell. I didn't answer a single comment today. Erin was the keyboard
you're just going to
warrior.
throw me under the bus.
You were, really. In fact, even the statement we put out on the video, you said it was heavily edited by
I wrote
Erin.
it.
Yeah,
You
Erin wrote it.
helped.
I stood there and watched, which is usually what I do.
Thank you, Road Toad. Erin needs to do hair conditioning reviews. I'm not going to mess with what I got going on here, so I'm not changing things up.
Just don't wash it. Isn't that the trick?
Yeah, but I use conditioner, but I just use what I use. I don't change things.
You can't tell people what you use.
Nobody cares.
Somebody just cares. Somebody just said literally you
Road
need to
Toad
do.
doesn't care.
Maybe he does. The dude could have locks that flow down to his knees. We don't know.
Good. Somebody asked if we have an LLC. Yeah, we formed it. We actually had an LLC. Our original LLC was formed probably in 2008, 2009.
Yeah, but that was when I did websites and that kind of junk.
So we've always, even our small herd, when Gilbert gave us 5, we operated that under an LLC. Our Wyoming Life was officially formed 2018. Yeah, we were about a year and a half or so into YouTube. But yeah, we have an LLC. If you have a small farm or ranch, form an LLC.
Yeah.
Doesn't cost you hardly anything, and it gives you some protection.
Exactly. Thank you, guys. We're going to let you guys go for the evening.
We're going to go have dinner.
Go have dinner, hang out with some family and friends, and try to forget that today even happened. So
It wasn't a bad day, though.
It wasn't a bad day. It was a stressful day.
Yeah.
It was a long, tiring, stressful day.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much. We will see you on Wednesday for a new ranch video.
What do you
Not sure what we're going to be doing now because you shot me out of the water with my
I don't
idea.
know. Do we continue to talk about it, or do we just move on?
We just beat the dead horse, or we move on.
Just move on.
We don't have any dead horses, but maybe then we will. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. We will see you next time. Beyond the Ranch takes place when? I don't have a calendar in front of me.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from now, we'll be back here. We'll be able to tell you guys what's going on. We are selling calves next week, so maybe we'll be sorting calves in the video.
I would assume that would be in the vlog.
I have no idea what's going to happen.
Kids have no school tomorrow. Who else
yeah.
doesn't have school tomorrow?
Yeah, it's crazy. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great night. We will see you next time right here on Beyond the Ranch.
I don't know what's happening over there. Oh, February 6th.
February
is the next
6th, there
live
we go.
stream.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Take it easy. We'll see you next
There's
time.
no one over there. Just ignore
Just
that.
ignore the man behind the curtain.